Breaking news now. Since he took office, Joe Biden has been a major backer of Iran's terrorist activities. Terrorism in Iran was funded by Biden. Joe Biden has supported Iran's terrorist activities ever since he became vice president. He abandoned the sanctions and opened the door for Iran to make billions of dollars in oil sales. He's tried everything to get the $6 billion in American-held funds to a terrorist state. What in his little mind's eye did he think Iran, a country with a long tradition of neighborly love and peace, would do with all that cash? What they did was provide financial support to terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah. Kerry and Biden will do anything to support Iran, and Iran has now launched an attack on Israel with Iranian money and planning. Since the Palestinians enjoy picking on the vulnerable, they have murdered children and taken them as hostages. They will dismember and drag through the streets the bodies of women they have killed. Is this what America has been compelled to support and fund under Biden? How many terrorists have entered our country through the open borders and lie ready to do the same thing here? Just a small number of people were able to bring us to our knees on September 11th, but now there are hundreds of thousands just waiting to strike. Hamas threatens American security. Hamas and its allies in terrorism seek to bring about the caliphate through a worldwide war, or jihad. The Quran mandates this. Across our southern border, we are being constantly bombarded by thousands upon thousands of undocumented militant supporters of Hamas, Iran, the Taliban, the Nation of Islam, and the Muslim Brotherhood. Terrorists from the Middle East and elsewhere are hidden in South and Central American countries like Mexico, and then they walk into the United States with the intent of wreaking havoc on the democratic way of life. Statistics are not made public by Homeland Security, and the threat is still being ignored by Washington. Our defense installations, hospitals, schools, and churches are all easy targets for the thousands of extremists who have already settled in our communities, and we have not learned from the Trojan horse of history. Because of political correctness, we never even ask about internet networks, gun availability, or mosque surveillance. We're fair game in the haunts of the Gaza Strip, just like defenseless Israeli families. In a cool and collected manner, Putin told the summit attendees in Vladivostok, "America has no friends. The train has left the station, their chaos and corruption, visible to the world. We aim for you, me, and our families. You let us down, Biden. Joe, it's too late. Maybe try Pensacola instead of Kabul. The Taliban now have access to a vast stockpile of American weapons thanks to your actions. The Pensacola Police Department exemplifies its motto, courtesy, integrity, professionalism. That is what you'll see on the side of all Pensacola PD vehicles. Someone pounded on my door very loudly last night. Simultaneously, the doorbell rang to let me know that someone was at my house. My initial thought was, who could that be at this late hour? A second jarring knock and chime alert followed shortly thereafter. For once, I decided to listen to some of Ring's past recordings. A tall white male can be heard on the recordings knocking. He waited briefly both times before leaving. Now I've contacted the authorities in Pensacola. A young police officer, neatly groomed and well-dressed, showed up at my door within the allotted time. Once he was let in, he asked politely if he could view the recordings. He also said that another police vehicle was out looking for the suspect. He then asked politely if he could send the recordings to his own phone via text message. So, naturally, I accepted. His radio yelled, "Shots fired," while he was there. Then he told them to give him another call if they came back. Unfortunately, I didn't have the presence of mind to get the young professional's name. When I see a police officer entering a restaurant for lunch, I will buy his meal as a way of saying, thank you, for his service.